You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Guys, I don't know what it is about criminals and sports athletes. I really don't get it. Now, we saw in 2020 where NBA players were glorifying criminals out there. In the NFL players were putting the names of criminals on the back of their helmets, and they didn't even know what the crimes of these criminals were. They were just told that these people were victims when they were not victims. So that brings us to a former NFL player now, Ryan Grant, who played with the Green Bay Packers, played with Aaron Rodgers, and won a Super Bowl. What this guy has now done is pretty despicable, if you ask me, because a career criminal, a man with a very, very lengthy rap sheet, he has now bailed this man out of jail, and this man shot a police officer. Here we go on Fox News. Ex-Packers player Ryan Grant secures bail for accused NYPD detective shooter. The suspect in the January shooting has a lengthy rap sheet. And this man actually was denied bail initially, but for some reason, he was actually granted bail. And his bail was pretty high, but Ryan Grant forked out a whole bunch of money to get this criminal out. Let's read it, guys. Ryan Grant was a star running back at Notre Dame and became a starter for the Green Bay Packers before retiring from the NFL after the 2012 season. On Saturday, he drew the ire after the New York Post reported he shelled out bail money for a man accused of shooting an NYPD officer. Grant was among those who donated money to secure the release of Nelson Pizarro, who was accused of shooting an NYPD detective during a drug bust on Staten Island, according to the report. Grant reportedly gave $500,000 in cash to secure a $5 million bond for Pizarro's release. And guess what, folks? We don't even know the relationship between Grant and Pizarro. This man forked out $500,000 for this guy. And his rap sheet is pretty bad. Grant did not immediately respond to Fox News Digital's request for comment. Grant, 40, is originally from Suffern, New York. He played high school football for Don Bosco Prep in New Jersey before going to Notre Dame, where he would run for 2,220 yards and 18 touchdowns. He played for the Packers from 2007 to 2012 and won a Super Bowl with the team in 2010. He finished the 2012 season in Washington before bowing out of the NFL. And it does say right here, his relationship with Pizarro was unclear. But here is the crime that this man committed. Pizarro was charged in January with shooting NYPD detective Dominic Libretti in the leg during an operation in the New Springville neighborhood of Staten Island. Pizarro was not the target of the raid, but was allegedly shooting at officers from the bedroom of the home. So he was shooting at multiple officers here. Libretti is a 10-year veteran of the NYPD. NYPD Chief of Detectives James Essig said at the time that Libretti suffered a possible career-ending gunshot wound. This man may not even have his career anymore. Now, when I was actually doing some research for this video, I did see pictures of him. He was actually in a wheelchair. I don't know his status right now. Pizarro has 7 previous convictions in New York, including aggravated license, criminal possession of a controlled substance, and reckless endangerment, officials said. Upon the report, Detectives Endowment Association President Paul DiGiacomo ripped Grant. Quote, the fact that an individual who shot an NYPD detective is walking the streets of our city is a slap in the face to every dedicated member of law enforcement, he told the New York Post. What's more disgraceful is that former NFL player Ryan Grant, so he named him, funded the bail of an attempted cop killer, drug dealer who pushes his deadly poison in our communities. It begs the question, would Mr. Grant spring this criminal if his family member was the victim, or just when it's a hero detective protecting the public? Wow. Now, initially, he was not granted bail. The judge, what judge actually said, you know what, we're going to reverse that, because this did get reversed. He was granted bail, $5 million. This man should not be back on the street. And usually when it actually involves police, but I guess, we're living in a pretty crazy time right now when it comes to police, because police are still being demonized. And this is New York, by the way, run by the left. It's astonishing to me, folks, that this man is out on the street. Why would he fork up $500,000 to get a man out that's a career criminal? I'm really wondering, folks, what's the relationship between Ryan Grant and this criminal, this cop shooter? I almost wanted to call him a cop killer, but the police officer is alive. But we don't know if this man's going to have a career. But Ryan Grant forked up all of this money for him. This is pretty disgusting, if you ask me. And if you actually go over to Ryan Grant's Twitter account, yeah, it's locked. It's locked. I guess he's catching heat because he is trending a little bit over there on Twitter, and people are slamming him for this, and rightly so. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.